What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Teachers Off Duty podcast. Today we're talking all things lesson plan fails. Stay tuned. It's going to get weird. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Board Teachers podcast. I'm Tyler Jackowski, otherwise known as Fishing for Clout, and I'm here with
Anna Kowal, that's Read Away with Miss K.
And Gabe Dannenbring. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
So happy to be here. Want to know where you should be? Tonight's our last show in November. It's in Indianapolis, Indiana. There's still a few seats left, so Indy teachers, come out, laugh your Sunday scaries away with us at 7 p.m. at the Old National Center.
Yeah.
Then we'll finish off this amazing 2024 tour with a weekend in December. December 6th, we're in Charlottesville, Virginia. December 7th, we're in Tysons, Virginia. With less than 2 shows, the 7 p.m. is sold out. At 3 p.m., still has a few seats left. Take them. December 8th, we're in Red Bank, New Jersey. Just kidding. It's sold out. Should have gotten on that. That's why you got to take those last 2. But no worries, because after the winter break, we're back on the road for more in 2025. New spring 2025 dates just went on sale this month, and they're going fast, people, so hurry and grab yours before they sell out. On Thursday, March 20th, we'll be in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Friday, March 21st, we'll be in Appleton, Wisconsin. On Saturday, March 22nd, we'll be in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Sunday, March 23rd, we'll be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I love Milwaukee. Thursday, March 27th, we'll be in Ocala, Florida. Waiting to get corrected on all these pronunciations.
No,
You're really crushing it. I'm impressed.
No, this is tough. My brain is fuming.
You're doing it.
Friday, March 28th, we'll be in Fort Myers, Florida. Saturday, March 29th, we'll be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Sunday, March 30th, we'll be in Melbourne, Florida. Thursday, April 3rd, we'll be in Rochester, New York. Friday, April 4th, we'll be in Elmira, New York. Saturday, April 5th, we'll be in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Sunday, April 6th, we'll be in Morgantown, West Virginia. Thursday, April 10th, Asheville, North Carolina. Friday, April 11th, Knoxville, Tennessee. Saturday, April 12th, Columbia, South Carolina. Sunday, April 13th, Atlanta, Georgia. Thursday, May 1st, it was going way too well, in Keene, New Hampshire. Friday, May 2nd, in Utica, New York. Saturday, May 3rd, Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Sunday, May 4th, New Haven, Connecticut. Thursday, May 8th, Kansas City, Missouri. Friday, May 9th, Salina, Kansas. And Saturday, May 10th, 2025 is Omaha, Nebraska. But there's more.
That's a whole lot already.
That's a whole lot, but that's not
Okay.
even the big one. The big one is the Cancun Comedy Fest and the live Teachers Off Duty recording. If you've listened to the last few episodes, you've heard us talking about the teacher event of the year with all the details coming soon.
It's actually the event of the decade.
Yeah.
The event of the day.
Some are
Yeah,
saying.
I was going to say,
Some people are saying.
This is going to be life-changing.
Your grandchildren
for
are
you
going to
all.
read history books and they're going to be like, damn, Teachers Off Duty went to Cancun. It's going to be crazy.
Wild. He's
Join
got
us
it.
on July 10th to the 13th during summer break of 2025. It's going to be at the amazing Barcelo Riviera Maya all-inclusive luxury beach resort.
Woo,
I've actually never been to an all-inclusive.
It's
Oh my-
awesome.
They
Fun
are the
fact.
best.
It's a
You've
great
been to them.
time.
I
I've never-
love them.
This resort, my family has actually gone to like 8 times.
Really?
Yeah. We this is the one that we keep going back to.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Are there
It's so
plenty
much
of
fun.
like sandy spots on the beach for me to pass out face down?
There's plenty, even off the beach. There's plenty of places
Fantastic.
for that.
Love that. Yeah, a pool to fall asleep in.
And there's great food there. I love that. Like the food is so good.
Speaking of which, listen to this. You heard right. All you can eat of that amazing food, all you can drink of
Oh.
whatever helps you get through life.
Margaritas.
And you get to laugh. It's the best
Lots
medicine of all.
and lots of laughter will
Who needs
be had.
SSRIs? Just come to a comedy tour.
There
Are
we
you
go.
kidding me?
There we go.
Board Teachers Comedy Tour shows every day and night with our entire roster of comedians. We're better at comedy than I am at reading. Amazing game shows, competitions, and other activities hosted by your favorite teacher comedians.
Hey.
Off-site excursions around the ancient Mayan ruins of Cancun.
We were getting a history lesson
Why am I
as well?
hearing about this for the first time? Jesus. Okay, set sail on the sunsetted, snorkel in beautiful blue waters of the Riviera Maya.
I want to go
They're doing
snorkeling
all
with
this?
everybody.
Yeah.
My
Oh, there's
gosh,
so
this
much
is
stuff
gonna
to
be
do there.
This is like a
amazing.
genuine reaction. What the hell?
He's like, oh my gosh.
Okay, epic pool parties with DJs spinning your favorite tunes. I bet they won't spin my favorite tunes. Nobody wants to listen to that.
Not in Mexico. No, I don't. I don't
You
wanna be
could
sad.
star in a board teacher's viral video?
Shut up.
I haven't even been in a board teacher's viral. Damn it.
And it won't be you in it.
That's why it's viral, okay? Let me live. Open mic auditions for a spot on the Bored Teachers Comedy Tour. I'll take that one.
Nice.
And drum roll. Louder.
Get into it, Gabe.
Come on, channel your inner Nick Cannon.
Oh, come on
The
now.
first ever live recordings of the Teacher Off Duty podcast in front of a live audience.
Amazing.
On 2 different days. It's going to be so much fun. You get to see my ADHD come alive.
Ooh.
The spots are limited, so don't wait to reserve. You heard what happened to that last comedy show that I said that there were some left and there were none? That's because I can't read. So get your spot with yourself, your friends, your family, everybody. Hit the link in the description today for all the details, pricing, and to secure your experiences of choice today. Or go directly to savebythebeach.com. That's F-E-S-T, fest, like festival. I said that wrong. Or go directly to savebythebeachfest.com. That's F-E-S-T, like a festival. Trust us, you do not want to miss this one because there's no telling what happens when we go live. Because if you were here during these cuts, Jesus. Get ready for the ultimate teacher getaway in paradise. Puberty.
okay?
Puberty's rough. I didn't say this would go well. I said I'd do it. Get ready for the ultimate teacher getaway in paradise. We can't wait to see you there and burn off all the stress from this school year together.
Here's the thing about the resort. So the resort's awesome.
Okay.
There's so much you can do. So there's one side of the resort is for like families. So if you want to bring your kids, It's awesome. There's a
That's
bunch
so
of
nice.
Yeah, there's all kinds of like water slides, things for the kids to do.
Cool.
Then there's also the adults only portion. So if you're like me, you're like, I want to be away from children. I spend 9 months of the year
Right.
talking to kids all day, every day. I want to be around the adults. There's a section for that. It's awesome. And the
So
food
there's
there
no
is great.
excuse, really. You gotta come.
At the resort, they've got like some just like giant buffet that's always there. They've also got different restaurants
I'm gonna tear it up.
where you like a steakhouse that's there, like authentic Mexican food, all kinds of different stuff.
Oh,
so
God.
it's sweet.
If
I
I
am
didn't
so
have a
excited.
pre-existing condition going into this trip, I'm going to have one when I leave.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, because
I'm
I
excited.
don't know if I'm... Listen, I don't think I'm good for an all-inclusive, but I think an all-inclusive is good for me.
I think
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's
this is
gonna
going to
wake
go...
you up a little.
This is going to go incredibly well. If you see me there... No, you didn't.
No, we were never there.
Let's go ahead and just like forget that one.
I
That's
love
why you
that
got to come
we're-
to the live shows. You get to see me without cuts.
I love that we're doing an open mic. Maybe I should test it out. I've never
There you
done
go.
stand up. That might be a good place to start right
School
there.
food. What's the deal with school food these days? Hit them with one of
That's
those.
the deal with airline peanuts. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more.
That's going to be me. Everybody's going to fall asleep at my set. It'll be a really good way to
Nah,
start my
you'll
career.
crush it.
No, just plant me in the crowd. I'll be like,
Yes, just laugh maniacally
Oh,
at
yeah.
everything I say, please and thank you.
I'll laugh. Through
Tyler's
the
going to be the
entire
one
set.
heckling in the crowd.
Yeah.
I start throwing my drink. Just like, shut up.
Speaking of heckling in a crowd, today we are going to be talking about epic classroom project fails, and I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear all about it.
It's going to be great. Yeah, we're talking about project fails, lesson plan fails, all of the glorious fails that we've had as teachers. And one of the things that always comes to my mind are like my drawings on the board. Whenever I start drawing a diagram, I don't know why, and I know other teachers feel this way too, the end result will always look like some sort of reproductive organ.
Yes.
Like
It never
every
fails.
single time. If you're drawing something for some reason, it will always look like either a penis or boobs
Yeah.
or something. Like literally the other day, we were talking about chemistry and I started like drawing molecules on the board.
Oh, no.
And it, like immediately, like 5 minutes into this lesson, I was like, don't make it look inappropriate.
Yeah.
And I made it look so inappropriate. And I was like, how does this always happen? And
Yeah.
other teachers have the same issue. Like it happens constantly.
Especially as middle school teachers, like anything I draw, that's what's on their mind. They're
Yeah.
at the, it's just the beginning of puberty. That's what it's always going to look like. I am terrified to draw things on the board. I won't do it. I'm not an artist, never have been. And like you said, it always ends up looking like nothing I wanted it to
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I had this one thing that I was doing pretty often with my students was that I am not going to deal with that embarrassment of like saying that was my drawing because I'm also lefty. Whenever I write on a whiteboard, I'm just actively erasing at
Yeah.
the same time. It's a nightmare. So what I'll do is I'll just get a kid who I know is either like has basic artistic abilities or is just like a nose. I know they won't draw something phallic on the
Yeah.
board. So I'll just like have them do it. And it's actually kind of funny. And it like kind of pulls the kids in where I'm like, Yeah, and then draw the wind stream going from the top of the country down to the bottom. And I'm like, that's not a wind stream, you goober. But it's like, I don't know, it gives them the opportunity to just like play around with it. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is officially here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible, hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. If you're looking for that perfect standout gift, you've got to check out Uncommon Goods. They specialize in unique, thoughtful gifts that are sure to impress. One gem I found on their website is a customizable star map. You create a stunning print that captures the night sky from a specific date and location, like a wedding, anniversary, the day you welcome the little one, or a day that means something to you or the person you're giving it to. It's a beautiful way to commemorate special moments, and it makes a fantastic conversation piece for any room. Uncommon Goods supports small artisans and makers, so you feel good about your purchase. Their selection ranges from handmade home decor to quirky kitchen gadgets, ensuring there's something for everyone on your list, from your mom to the holiday host or hostess. If you're ready to wow this holiday season, Uncommon Goods is ready for you. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/TOD. That's uncommongoods.com/TOD for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary.
It's amazing, like early on in my teaching, which I'm still relatively early, but like I've only been doing this for 5 years, but like my first year or two, I would have these awesome ideas of different projects that we would do. Like, this is going to crush. This will be awesome. And then you get going and it just flops.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, this didn't work. One of the things that I did early on, and this is kind of deep, but we were talking about genetics in my class.
I think that's such a fascinating topic.
I love talking about genetics. I love
think
talking
that would
about
be
it.
You
really
want to know what's
cool.
in my genes? Alcoholism.
I love talking about genetics. And I was like, okay, we're going to do a family tree activity. We're all going to draw our family trees and talk about it. I will never do that again, because I was amazed at, like, I was just pretty ignorant to it. I was like, oh yeah, most families probably most of them are nuclear families and whatnot. Very few of them are.
Sure.
And it was really quickly I realized, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a pretty sensitive topic.
Yeah.
And doing the family tree deal is not good.
Yeah.
I learned
100%.
really quickly, because it just made kids feel uncomfortable and embarrassed over different things.
Yeah,
And
I can see that being.
Yeah, so I quickly pivoted and changed the family tree activity. I was like, all right, you can have to do your family, or you can do a celebrity family if you want to. So I was
Look
like,
at him saving his own lesson.
Yeah, so I was like, if
that's
you-
what a good teacher does,
yeah,
folks.
I was like, if you want to do the Kardashians, do the Kardashian family tree. If you want to do,
I would totally do the
whatever
Kardashians.
famous family you want to do, you can do that, or you can do your own
Yeah,
family.
do Nick Cannon's family tree or run out of paper.
It'll keep you plenty busy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I learned right away. I was like, yeah, not gonna ever do that
Well,
activity.
it's
ever
tricky,
again.
and I think that's something that like I think I had a little bit of a culture shock coming into like teaching in like city schools, where it's like you're exposed to things that you might not have seen. Like, in fairness, I say I'm from Boston. Like, the fact that no one that's from Boston says that no one that says they're from Boston. Many people are not. They're from like somewhere around it.
Right.
But you don't like
The
say
suburbs.
Danvers. No one knows where that is.
Yeah.
But in the area that I grew up, there were a majority of just like typical nuclear families, right? So then coming into the city, I think that like you assume it exists, but you don't think it's going to exist in your classroom, and it at first it kind of caught me off guard, because I realized that when we had projects like that where it was like, let's talk about your family tree, and kids shut down, and I'm like, what's going on?
You're like, this is easy. This is your family. Let's talk
I
about
was like,
it.
let's just talk
Yeah.
about it. But then like, I don't know. There are some kids who are willing to talk about
Right.
the state of their family, but then there are some kids that are like, I'm not in school to talk about like the problems going on at home. I'm getting away from the problems at home. So it took me a little bit to like take a step back and realize that you're absolutely right. It should be an option, but not necessarily the entire thing. But I think that like kids a lot of the times aren't ready for that conversation.
Yes.
And to bring it up on something that's also a graded assignment is just insane.
Yeah,
you
can you
know?
imagine talking about one of your biggest insecurities in front of a group of people that are 13 years old?
Right. Oh my gosh.
that would
Nine
be-
they
years.
dig it up for me.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
I won't
but
sleep for days.
it's hard for kids. Like, family is always such a sensitive topic.
Always.
So I'm like, yeah, let's make it so it's a safe place. You know,
Yes.
but make it so it's more comfortable, and
Yeah.
because it's sensitive sensitive topic.
Well,
Sometimes
go
I
ahead.
always, sorry, like just like, a lot of bell work whenever, because I'm an English teacher, so we do bell ringer and we always write a couple sentences. And after a break at the beginning of my career, I'd always be like, what'd you do for fun over the break? And I realized like a lot of them are just, couch rotting like I was. Or like,
100%.
home isn't the safest place.
Yeah.
And so, you kind of learn to adapt, knowing that your kids don't have this perfect life at home.
Yeah, and I think like it obviously is something that as time goes on, you gain a little bit more of like a consciousness of it. And I was really, really lucky in my first school that the kids that I had in my class had been in the school for a very, very long time.
Okay.
So in the majority of cases, I was able to either figure out the family situation or they just told me. Like a lot of the teachers, it's right to be sharing stuff like that so that you have context and you don't accidentally put this kid in that situation. But I want to talk to you about a project fail that ultimately led to a incredibly viral set of videos on TikTok.
Okay.
So I made the choice to basically I wanted my students to know all the continents in the world. So what we do is, this was back when I was teaching geography, obviously, which I have not taken much away from because I didn't know what WI stood for. So basically, the way that we would do it is we would go through each continent. We would do the assigned readings on the cultures there, the scientific backing of it and whatever. And at the end of it, I would have them choose whatever country within that continent that they want, and they would do a project on it. So each kid would go up, and I had 25 kids in the class, so we would take 25 different countries, and they'd make a PowerPoint presentation, but you always have to find some way to make it fun.
Right.
100%.
We have to be
so
engaging.
I told them, I was like, all I want you to do is present, and I'll give you an extra 5 points if your last slide can make me laugh.
I'm immediately going to change my lesson plans for this week because I love that idea
No,
so
don't
much.
do it. I'm not done with the story yet.
Oh, boy, okay.
So basically, they knew that if there's one thing that makes me laugh, it's jokes about me. Because I happen to have a very self-deprecated focus type of comedy where I have enough stories about myself to just destroy my own life. And, I always I like to make fun of myself a little bit in front of the class, just to chill everything out. So if I do it, they don't do it. But they took it upon themselves to find my Facebook.
Oh, nice.
And they found pictures of me when I was in 5th grade.
Nice.
No.
Now, let me paint the
one
picture.
bit.
Let me paint the picture for you, and then after, I'm going to find the picture for you because you will not believe me. In 5th grade, I was about maybe 4.5 feet tall. I had this really long hair down to my shoulders
No.
Really?
and glasses. I looked a little like John Lennon.
Okay.
Okay.
But less cool.
Actually, kind of a lot. Far less cool. There's nothing about me that was cool at that time.
Not a
But
10,
they
no.
found this picture, and there's something about it. I'm watching this PowerPoint, right? I got my little grading sheet in front of me. I keep moving that goddamn table. I got my little grading sheet in front of me, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, last slide's coming up. I should giggle to make them feel good. This presentation was a nightmare, so they're going to need these 5 points. And what pops up other than a heavily zoomed in picture of me in 5th grade, and it's edited so that I'm decked out in makeup.
Nice.
Right?
Oh, I love
so it's
that.
this selfie. My whole face is across the screen.
A+ for creativity with the makeup.
Yeah, no, but I was looking up at the screen and I was like, am I on drugs? Am I hallucinating? Am I looking at myself?
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like, how the hell did you find this picture? Because at the time, I wasn't promoting my Facebook or anything. It was private.
Yeah.
I was like, where did you find this picture? Ooh. And I asked the kid, I was like, first off, I was like, that is friggin' hilarious. So I laughed and I gave them the 5 points. But it caught on.
No.
Oh.
It caught on. Every picture of me from every angle, from every single period of my life,
Nice.
specifically those wherein I was prepubescent
Nice.
and in my most cringy. One kid found a video of me scootering
Oh, that's
because
never
I was
flattering.
I was a big scootering person.
Big
I was
scooter guy.
Wait, when you say scooter, are we talking Razor scooters from back in the day? Okay.
Yeah, we're talking
handle,
We're
right?
talking tail whips and
Okay.
and bar spins and all this.
You were real cool,
And I
weren't you?
I bet you really fit in.
To
Yeah.
the
You had
scootering
a
world,
great
I
time
was a
fitting
legend.
in.
No,
Yeah,
my idea
yeah.
was I'm gonna take a video of me just jumping on this scooter. I'm going to get sponsored by Razor. I'm going to be a millionaire, and I get to scooter professionally.
Yeah.
Until I realized that I suck at scootering and looked like an idiot doing it. And I had thought that period of my life was over. I thought that was something that we had killed and buried.
Close that chapter.
No, we got to watch the whole video in front of the class, a 6-minute long edit of me scootering at the nearby skate park when I was in like 6th grade. And I'm sitting there like, again, I'm like, this isn't real.
Oh my
Like, this isn't, I'm hallucinating. This
what are the
wouldn't
children
happen.
doing?
I'm like, what are they're on their asses
Yeah,
laughing
like they're
so
cackling.
hard.
Yeah.
They are cackling.
Yeah,
They can't
yeah.
breathe. There are kids walking out to go get water because they feel lightheaded. They're laughing so
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
And then at the end of the lesson, I'm like, great. Can't
Yeah.
wait to do Columbia.
Yeah,
Right?
like,
What's
this is
going to
gonna
come
be
at the end
great.
of this one? No, I just didn't realize that the students were going to catch on to that so well. There was not a single goddamn presentation that didn't have like prepubescent me with my fat cheeks all over the place.
Hey everyone, with the holidays creeping up faster than your aunt's fruitcake recipe, I've got something way better to share with you. If you want to look sharp for all those festive gatherings and maybe finally win that Best Groomed at the Family Dinner Award, check out Manscaped's latest masterpiece, the Chairman Pro Package. Trust me, it's like Rudolph for your face, guiding you to a smooth, irritation-free shave. Head over to manscaped.com and join the over 11 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by using code OFFDUTY for 20% off plus free shipping. If you're looking for a gift for a guy in your life, or if you want to take care of yourself, look no further than the Chairman Pro, which is armed with not one, but 2 interchangeable skin-safe blade heads. These are going to be your grooming heroes for when you want that smooth shave, and the skin-safe stubble trimmer for when you want to keep some stubble but clean it up for family dinner. The Chairman Pro is also waterproof, which means you can use it in the shower, and it simplifies cleanup too. Just a quick rinse under the sink and you're all set. It's not just for daily shaves either. It's powerful enough to tackle Santa's beard or that 5-day regrowth with 75 minutes to shave, time on a single charge, so you'll have plenty of power to get you through the holiday festivities this year. Get the Chairman Pro package today and experience a shave that is as smooth as you deserve. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code OFFDUTY at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code OFFDUTY at manscaped.com.
Last week at school, one of my students was like, Miss K, I bet you were a real loser in middle school. And I was like, what? Just like out of nowhere. I was
Just
like,
catching
wow.
strays.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I was, but dang, why would
Yeah.
you say that to me? Like, I don't have any like pictures. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe you still have pictures like that up,
I
because
don't
those
know
are
why I
those
do.
are long gone.
Yeah, I probably
It's-
should just hide all those.
I've got like
I'm gonna find it.
My students have
Yeah,
just
I need
a
to see
ball.
this.
They love Googling my name and just finding all the pictures on the internet.
Yeah.
And they are so creative in just taking any normal picture and making it look just terrible. Like they'll edit it, throw on filters, all this stuff. It's pure entertainment. So huge fail of mine as a teacher. So I used to always do a really cool bell ringer. I thought it was cool.
Sure.
Okay, so the bell ringer, it would always be a discussion post question. And
Okay.
now a lot of times you think of discussion post stuff and like, oh, they're so boring. Well, I try making it fun.
Yeah.
So I would have 2 questions. One would be a fun question, and then one would be a question about what we learned yesterday. So, you do the whole check-in of what we learned yesterday, talk about it, and I would stand at the front of the board and read every single post. It would be a way for me to say each kid's name and then talk to them about it, like, oh, where's one place you want to travel in the world?
Yeah.
Whatever. So
He's building that rapport.
yeah, so one day I said, who's one celebrity that you would like to meet? And all the kids put what they wanted, blah, blah, blah. And I get to one where I didn't really know who this was. Okay, so I read it on the board and they say, oh, Sally wants to meet Johnny Sins. Oh, I'm like, who's Johnny Sins? And
I don't know who it is.
And everybody starts laughing. And I'm like, what? I was like, who is this person? I was like, no, tell me, like, who is this? And they keep laughing. I was like, guys, I don't get it. What is the joke? And then at the end, my EA in the classroom comes up and he's just dying laughing. He goes, dude, you know who Johnny Sins is? I was like, no idea. He goes, he's a porn star.
I had a feeling that's what you were going to
He was
say.
like, he's a porn star. I was like,
Oh my
what?
gosh.
So then I
my
call the kid. I
gosh.
call the kid.
Why do you know that? Come on now.
Because I'm on TikTok and
my
a human being.
So I call the kid over later, and like once all the kids are gone, I was like, "Hey, that's wildly inappropriate."
Yeah.
And the kid, she's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know who it was. My buddy told me just to put it on there. I'm sorry."
You never
and
trust your
And it was
friends.
No, that's
she
not
was
a
being
buddy.
honest. She was being honest.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, let's not do that ever
Yeah.
again. Just put who you actually would like to meet in person next
Exactly.
time." So after that, I stopped doing the discussion.
We're not
post
doing
questions.
an open celebrity
Yeah.
post here.
Well,
yeah.
do you ever have the kids? Oh, this is so bad. Like, do you ever play like Kahoots in class?
all the time.
All the
and they
time.
get to choose
Yeah.
their names.
Yeah, we stopped doing that.
I let them
Oh,
choose
you let them
their
choose their names?
still,
You want to
yeah.
know? I'm going to write out, and I want you to tell me.
Oh, I don't want to read it.
Oh, well, you're going to read it because I don't want to get
no.
canceled.
I know. I was like, make Gabe do it.
So I had. This is so bad. Dude, you're going to fire me. So I was doing a Kahoot, right?
We're cutting this before we even get to the part.
Oh, no. We're just going to blur it because it's hilarious. I want you to like put yourself in this position. We're doing a Kahoot, right? And we're studying for a vocab test. My dumb ass is like, hell yeah. Look at this. We have our leaderboard. This guy just jumped up. And what's the name? Say it. Say it.
Mike Hunt. Oh, man. I did it immediately. It looks so innocent, okay, folks?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, she did it.
And it was the female who said it.
Oh, this is the best day of my life. You said it so confidently. Yes.
I was like, because I didn't get it when I looked at it.
So
yeah.
for that getting blurred out, Michael
Huntington.
Space Hunt was in the chat, and my dumbass was.
It looked really innocent.
Think about imagine me with a group full of 30
Right,
kids.
and you're
Actually, I think
excited.
I was getting observed.
And I do always do like a game show host voice when we're playing
Yeah.
Kahoot, so I can imagine you talking about the leadership
like this,
board.
Imagine
yeah.
this volume where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, Susie's in second and Mike is in first.
Yeah, but you said the
And I
full
was sitting
name.
there and I'm like,
I just screamed this
I'm
to
like, oh,
everybody.
hey, you just did too on the
Yeah.
internet. That's crazy.
See, that's where like
oh my God.
I learned the
I'm
lesson.
innocent,
The
folks.
rise
I'm
and fall
innocent.
of
It was
Miss
just
K.
a first and right, just a first and last name. How am I supposed to know?
I learned my lesson where I thought you could trust the kids with
Yeah.
pick a fun name, make it school appropriate.
Yeah, cute.
You can't like it.
Yeah.
We are so strict now with our team when we play Book It or Kahoot.
Yeah.
We're like, it is only your first name,
Of course.
nothing else.
Yeah, yeah.
And the kids are like, well, can I put this? And I
No.
I cut them off like. Only your first name.
No
and if
emojis.
you deviate,
Yeah.
it's like if you
Hey, Anna.
deviate from this, we are not doing it. And I tell the kids, I'm like, it is because your classmates have done this to us, where we now have to have these crazy middle school teacher rules
We're
where we
terrified.
cannot bend at all because you guys get an inch and you take a marathon.
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
like they
Hey,
love
Anna.
to push the
I'm
boundaries.
not reading anything from your phone.
It's going to get blurred off. Give this
Sir?
one a rip.
No, you do it.
No, not.
Say it loud.
I don't
Oh,
even
we
wanna
know
do it.
all of them. We know. You
I'm
know.
not
You
doing
know
it.
all the names. You know all the names.
I just
Also-
said it in my head, and I won't be doing that. No.
Yeah, I said them all straight out loud.
I won't be doing that one.
For context, I would like you to see the picture that came up on the presentation.
Yeah,
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
So I was sitting in front of my class, and I was looking up at the board, and what do I see other than this?
Oh,
terrible.
you're adorable. Look at that.
You're a wizard, Harry. Nice. That looks great.
You're adorable.
Don't you're a wizard, Harry, me.
It's the shells for me. That
Those
was all
are my
the rage.
pukas.
That's
That was
sick.
all the rage.
Those are my puka shells.
Oh,
yeah.
that's funny.
Adorable. Did you? Are
So
those
that was my life for the majority of my youth. I looked like that. I thought this picture was gonna break the internet.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have people like crawling through my window, being like, "You are gorgeous. You are beauty."
You've got your seatbelt on. You're safe.
In
You're a safe
my
kid.
dad's truck, where I'm like, you know what, this is a good time for.
Selfie.
Ah.
You know what's funny? I use both my hands to take the selfie, so you know
Nice.
I'm holding the camera like this,
Adorable.
where I'm like,
I love how there's no
Aw.
teeth in the smile too. Just
Yeah.
oh, of course, yeah. Why would there be?
all
Love
grin.
it.
Yeah,
all
and
grin.
then like the next presentation was that.
Nice.
Ooh, a little
Yeah.
sultry look.
He's
Yeah,
moody.
Okay.
a little just pissed off
A
at the
moody
world.
maybe.
He's
Yeah,
mysterious.
Oh God.
Well, so
can
my
that not go viral? Can we all agree on that?
yeah.
Yeah. Can we just
I think
make
that's our
sure
choice. That's
that,
the
that can
internet's
live
choice.
and die right here?
So I feel like
Christ.
I always tell like stories from my first year, but we all know our first years were the messiest. So I had a really tough AP. And looking back, like
What's AP?
Assistant principal. So
Okay.
she was my direct supervisor.
I'm so glad you explained that. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
What do you guys call them?
a pretty cool app over here.
Just our vice principal.
So you call vice, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
or
never.
assistant
It's
prin- I don't
always been
know.
AP to me. So, she was my direct supervisor, and she was so tough. Like when she came to observe, she would type out every single word I said and every single word the kids said, and then make me read like the script. It was awful. But looking back, I'm a good teacher because of her. I just cried a whole lot for like 3 years straight. Anyway, every time she would come to observe me, I was like an epic flop, and I had learned about this vocab game called I Have, Who Has, and it's really cool. You can Google it to figure out what it's about, but like it was student led and it was team building exercise and just like there was movement involved. It was like really, really awesome. And we would play it like every 2 weeks, and my kids loved it. And I would time them because once you're done with the game, it's kind of like a timed game. I would have like each period compete against each other. So it would get very interesting and spicy. And I was like, I'm going to invite my AP to come watch this happen. And I had like that class. You all know what that class means. And I was like, I'm going to impress her because they play it so well. This is going to be great. She's going to love it. She comes and we start playing the game. Well, in the game, it requires that if a kid messes up, the other kids kind of have to catch the mess up or it'll naturally restart the game. Well, that kept happening over and over again and no one was catching the mistake. So the kids are starting to get angry.
Okay.
And there were I was teaching 11th grade. There were 5 varsity football players in there.
Okay.
And they're screaming at each other. I'm telling you, like veins popping out of the neck, like, I'm angry. All of you are like, everyone's calling each other stupid, but nobody can figure out who's messing up. Now, obviously, me and the AP know who the mess up kid is, and it's none of the 5 boys either that are arguing. And
Always.
basically, by the end of it, my AP had to break up a fight because they were so mad at each other, and I was mortified.
Yeah.
And afterwards, she was like, I broke it up. You should have stopped the game about 4 to 5 minutes before that happened. And the game usually only took 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're like 10 minutes deep at this point. And I didn't know that you can just stop a lesson and be like, never mind, this was a fail. Like, we're just going to skip this part of the lesson and move on.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm going to let it ride. And she was like, don't let it ride. Sometimes
You gotta
Never
kill it.
ever let it
Don't.
ride.
She was like, sometimes you have to realize that it was a failure. It sucked, guys.
Yeah,
I was
no, that's
so
pretty-
excited to show her.
That's pretty
That's
bad.
tough.
It was bad.
My,
It was embarrassing.
God.
One of my favorite stories about observations was my coworker. So at my school, we have a very strict cell phone policy. It is no phones. And the kids do a pretty good job of buying into it. Like
the best.
they know from the start, no phones at all.
Sure.
And my coworker, she has a drop-in by her principal. And in the middle of the drop-in, one of the students gets a phone call. Okay, phone starts ringing. She picks up the call. In the middle, like isn't like texting.
she's some important businesswoman. She's
picks
like,
up-
yes.
Yeah, the 7th grader picks up the phone and starts having a full-on conversation while the principal's doing a drop-in. And the teacher, she's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like, what? And then and she the teacher's like, "What are you doing?" And then the girl, she like gives her like the just one sec.
The audacity.
And it wasn't like her mom was calling her for an emergency. It was just a casual phone call. And she was like, "Yeah, we're not doing this. Like, put your phone away." And in the observation notes, the principal left something. He was like, "Yeah, what's your policy about students taking personal calls during class?"
Oh, no.
And it was just funny. It was a funny joke. I just can't imagine all of a sudden you just have a kid that picks up like a personal phone call and they're like, "Yeah, no, I'm not busy. What's up?"
Yeah,
like,
like, what's up?
what's going on?
Just learning about science
Jesus.
I
over
just
here.
think it's so funny because
I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do because we also have a strict cell phone policy.
Yeah.
And if a kid just answers, I don't know what I would. I would just be in such shock that they had the guts to do that
Yeah.
because you immediately get a full day of in-house suspension if you get caught with your phone in high
really?
school. Yeah.
Damn,
So, I mean,
that's
I would
how it
obviously-
should be.
Yeah, like we have.
100%.
Yeah, we have
Yep.
to write them up if we find it. She was like this part.
Yeah.
I would be like,
Yeah.
you are not going to put your finger up to me, Missy.
Yeah,
Just
no, that's
crazy.
insane.
Lord.
We've got a bunch of things, a bunch of
Yeah.
stories that were submitted by followers. So
These were so fun to read, guys. Thank you so much for submitting these.
I'm
So-
terrified.
one of these
I actually didn't read these.
classroom project
Shocker.
fails, anything with glitter. I've heard so many elementary kids or elementary teachers that talk about anything with glitter is miserable.
Yeah.
Like it just takes for it. That's why I have no elementary teacher-ness in me.
Yeah.
I don't do anything with glitter, like the cutesy projects.
No.
That is not me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been
Not
an
me.
elementary school teacher, but also it feels like common sense. Don't give a child who loves throwing things glitter.
Yeah.
Right?
First thing to pick up.
But teachers love glitter, and they want to believe that their children can responsibly use glitter.
That sounds like a naive individual.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Let's do the first one. I haven't read these. I'm scared. I was being observed in my first year teaching. I was doing a probability experiment where my fourth graders flipped a coin and kept data on whether it was heads or tails. One of the kids flipped a coin into the fish tank and knocked it over.
The fish tank was knocked over?
What is the coin, like
the next
400
sentence
pounds?
is panic ensues.
Panic
yes.
ensues, of course. Water everywhere, flopping beta, gasping for breath on the floor, shattered glass, kids are screaming, trying to help. Lil Boozy luckily survived. They named the fish Lil
That's
Boozy.
adorable.
No, there's an L in there.
Little
Little
bluesy.
bluesy.
Little bluesy.
Sure.
I wonder if it was like
Yeah,
a
do
blue
you.
Yeah.
fish.
And I had a decent evaluation, but I attribute the good marks to the fact that I never told anyone my evaluator pooped their pants laughing so hard.
Oh!
So I guess it was a win.
Wait,
Wow.
did the evaluator actually poop their pants? Because that's hysterical.
Like metaphorically or like
I hope literally.
you
That'd
got
be
I
fun.
hope
got a
literally.
call from your good friend diarrhea. That's not good.
Let me tell you, that sounds like I can't believe there was someone observing them at that time because first off, classroom pets are terrifying to me. That sounds like
got
a
two
whole
good
lot
ones.
of responsibility.
Yeah.
And then that poor fish is dying
Yeah.
violently in front of everybody. Like I don't want 30 kids laughing at me as I slowly die and run out of air.
That's like
you
every
know?
single day for me though.
That is teaching.
Yeah.
I was on vacation. I forgot about this. I went through a year, like 2 years, where I was like, I like class pets. I'll never do it again. There was 1 year where I had fish. I had class fish, and we were in Cabo on vacation. And I had a sub and everything, and all of a sudden I get a text message from the sub, and they're like, "Hey, little good news, bad news. Bad news: the fish tank is now shattered. Good news: we saved all the fish." I was like,
How?
"What?" I was like, "What is like? Why is this going on?"
Yeah.
So I ended up talking to the sub, and like, yeah, one of the kids decided that they wanted to clean the fish tank, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Why?"
And
I was
why
like,
would you let
I was like,
them?
"Sub, why would you let them clean? Like, come on, why don't
Yeah.
let them do this?"
Horrible.
But the kids, there were good kids that accidentally broke it. When I got back, they were so good. Where they're like, "Hey, I accidentally broke your fish tank. My mom said that she'd be willing to pay for it." I was
Yeah.
like, "This is really sweet. Thanks for talking to me." I didn't make the kid pay for it. Like, accidents happen. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I more so put it on the sub. Like, why did you let the kids clean the fish
Literally.
tank when I didn't tell you that I wanted that?
No, that's a
And
foolish
then,
choice.
Another class pet fail. I used to have 2 guinea pigs, and it was my first year of teaching.
How big of what are they?
They were like here, like they're.
But how big is the tank that they're in?
Oh, I thought-
The tank, the
I
cage?
know
How
how
big
big
are these guinea
Are
pigs?
these the guinea pig is this big? And if, for those who are listening, my hands are like very wide
Jurassic
apart right
Park
now.
style guinea pig.
No, I
The-
meant the tank.
Yeah, like the cage was big. I mean, the cage was
cage,
big.
okay.
And then so the whole reason why I decided to get these guinea pigs is because my wife, now girlfriend at the time, she was like, "You should have a class pet," and I didn't have the backbone to say no to her yet. I'm like, "Yeah, let's get class pets. This would be
Okay.
awesome." And she was looking at the Humane Society's website, and she goes, "Oh, I'll get a guinea pig." I said, "Okay, but this one is paired with its sister, so you have to have both of them." So I said, "Oh, that sucks. Sure, I guess I'll do it." So I've got both these guinea pigs, and they're like geriatric. Like, these are like 8-year-old guinea pigs.
Yikes.
I
And
wouldn't think they'd have a long lifespan.
yeah, and my whole room smelled like a petting zoo and whatever. We got over it, and then one day I come back to school on a Monday, and the night before I had fed the guinea pigs on Sunday, and on Monday I get there, and one of the guinea pigs died. And it was awful because one of the guinea pig is dead, and then the other one is running around squealing, and the guinea pig that's dead is like full rigor mortis.
Yeah,
And-
they're usually on the back, right?
Yeah, and I went to like pick it up. I'm terrible with dead things. I'm like, "Oh, I can't do it. So then I end up getting the guinea pig out of there. And then I think to myself, oh, we got to have a good conversation about this with
Yeah.
the students and talk about why, like, the circle of life.
What happened to Freddie?
Yeah. So
the circle of life.
it was
That's how
Elsa.
I want to start my Monday.
yeah, Elsa was the first of the guinea pigs to go. That was her name. So we ended up having like a full-on funeral and stuff for it.
Oh,
It was
That's
man.
actually
I
adorable.
had a PowerPoint all set up, like showing, like, you know, this morning at 7:45, we lost our sweet class pet Elsa, and the kids were actually pretty good about it. They were good, and they started getting really sad.
Yeah.
and it was
This
a
is
great
not
moment.
This is not a fail. This is
No, it
kind
was a
of
fail for me because I didn't want to have to talk
Yeah.
about guinea pigs dying. And having a mammal as a class pet is just such a bad idea because they stink.
Yeah.
They're pooping all the time. There was one day one of the kids was holding it, and then the guinea pig just peed all over her, and I felt terrible
I'd
because
go
she had to
home.
go the whole day with a peed on sweatshirt. Like, I'll never have class pets.
Well,
ever
you know
again.
what's crazy? Like I love this like little like series I've been doing where people send me in classroom horror stories,
yeah.
and one of them was about a class pet.
yeah.
And they basically told me, they were like, I was in my first year teaching, and they were like, so I thought I'd get a class pet, and we were learning about arachnids.
No.
You
The
didn't get
answer
loose?
is no.
So this person decided that they need to get something that like related to the curriculum, and in the curriculum, all that they really learn about are tarantulas.
I absolutely don't think as a child I could have gone into a classroom that had a tarantula. Like, no.
No, I would have transferred school.
Hard pass.
Hell no. If
Hard
I was
pass.
there, if I was like the next teacher over, I would have been like, I will make sure it dies.
Yeah,
I will.
So at my school, we had a tarantula get loose. It got.
What is happening?
To finish that, it's gone.
It's gone?
No one ever found it.
We had a classroom pet that a hamster never found it. We think this one
See, a
little
hamster?
girl stole it and took
Really?
it home. We do, yeah.
I'm fine with a hamster being on the loose. You know what? You have like a
Sure.
You have like a fur ball with legs just like running around.
Yeah.
That's fine. But when I tell you that if I was teaching in the classroom over and a goddamn tarantula was anywhere near me, I would forego any masculine traits I have, and I would go, run out. I would never teach again. I would end. Damn, that's a hard wall.
I was
I
like,
would
you
end
hit
my
that hard.
teaching career right there and then. The students would never see me again. I'd be like, you, the next 30 kids, you're on your own. Enjoy. Learn the curriculum yourself. It's right there.
We had a
Yeah.
tarantula get loose. We had a snake one year got loose.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It was a snake. We was like, how does the snake get? we
Save
had a
it
snake.
for the farm. No.
Yeah, listen, none of your schools sound safe to me.
Yeah.
I feel very insecure about walking into any of those buildings
Yeah.
right now.
It was
That's not
tough.
my school. I'm not teaching in a place that has these like. No, it's not a friggin' zoo. We go to the zoo to watch gorillas give birth. We do not do this in the classroom. If you don't know that reference, watch the last episode because that's probably a pretty out there thing without context.
I'm gonna go through some of these rapid fires. So
I can't
this teacher said I did the Mentos and Coke experiment with my fifth graders. I was wiping ceiling tiles for days. Yes, bad idea. Whenever you do anything with sticky soda,
Terrible.
Here's
Do it
an-
outside.
Yeah, do it outside.
Yeah, that makes a lot more
Yeah,
sense.
that's definitely an outside activity. I asked my littles to bring in acorns for a fall activity. I returned on Monday to discover the most disgusting lesson ever. Y'all better bake them because literally there were maggots falling out
Oh
of
my
the
gosh, I
Do
didn't know that would
maggots go
happen.
into acorns?
I guess so.
I
I
was
didn't know
today
that.
years old when I found that
That's
out.
crazy.
Wait, can I just throw out that I highlighted number 11
Yeah.
because it's about a nut too? I just all I underlined was disembodied hands have lit a walnut on fire. So should we read this whole paragraph?
Yeah.
You're
Because-
not going to leave me at that.
Yeah,
and
I
I
was
can't
like, I
read
just
this whole
underlined
thing.
that and I don't remember. So it said, teaching freshmen the principles of science, students are looking up 8 vocab words. Students look at one page where disembodied hands have lit a walnut on fire. I don't understand how they got there. Student holds up the book so everyone can see the picture and asks me if the class can do this. Again, pointing to the picture. I tell him, heck no, I'm not about to let this class light their nuts on fire. My admin was there to evaluate me and he ran out of the room and I could hear him laughing as he was running down the hallway. How did they I want to know what I need to know all 8 vocab words to know how they got to disembodied hands lighting
Yeah.
a walnut on fire.
I love this one.
Okay,
So
let's hear it.
it says, when I taught high school during virtual learning. I had my students do a project where they had to plan a vacation to any country in the world and then talk about it. During the last day of presentations, I noticed I was being observed and we were running out of presentations. I had a student read another student's who was absent to keep the class time going.
No.
I should have read it in advance. The original student wrote that he chose the country that he did because he heard there were nude beaches. And the student who was filling in was more than happy to announce that more than once during the observation. I thought I was going to pass out.
That's great. I love that.
Awesome.
I think
love
that kid is onto something.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
No.
One time, just a side note, another lesson fail of mine during virtual learning, because that just reminded me. I was getting observed and I don't know what they were looking for virtually learning, and a kid showed up late to class and he didn't have a shirt on. And I was like, "Sir, could you please put your shirt on?" And he was so embarrassed. He didn't realize he didn't have a shirt on because he was just comfy, hanging out on the couch at home. And he looked down. He was like, you could see him freaking out in the video clip. He's like, "I'm so sorry." And my principal, she had her video on. She was cracking up. She thought it was funny. But
When I was subbing, so this was literally one of my first days ever subbing. So I was subbing at a high school, and I subbed for a health class. And I went to college for health and public health education. I love teaching about health. I'm like, oh, this would be awesome. This would be great. Turns out that day was the first day of the reproductive unit. So the first class went fine. I was like, I know the jokes. I know how to make engaging. I know how to do it. And then there was an EL class, and I had never done an EL class before. I was like, oh, I can do the normal jokes. It'll be fine. It'll go well.
EL is ESL students?
Yeah, whatever
Okay,
acronym
okay.
we use
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So they were English learners, okay? So as the class started, I started making all the normal jokes that you would, and everything just fell flat, crickets, nothing. And I was like, this is such a huge fail. So I just read off the script. I was like, here's the penis, here are the testes, here's the vagina.
Yeah.
And it was embarrassing because I thought I could just do it and figure it out.
Yeah.
No, bad deal. So I learned really quickly that you have to approach those classes a little bit different.
Differentiation, folks.
Yeah.
It matters.
Well,
Yep.
I think
It
what's
matters.
funny is
Definitely
we've
matters.
realized that these project fails, a lot of the time they're not fully the student's fault.
No.
A lot of time it comes can I tell you a story that I'm really not proud of? So we are coming down to, I think it was the day before Thanksgiving break. And I'm a big fan of before break, we have a chill day. It has something to do with what we're learning about, but it's just a chill day. So I'm teaching 11th grade, and we're talking about different styles of journalistic writing.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so we're finishing up a unit on historical pieces, and we had this one historical piece that we use as our classroom read, and it was talking about World War II. Right, so it was a sick piece, and it was very good journalism, and it taught them how to introduce a topic without giving everything away, and then just breaking down of information and citing sources and all that. It was great. So I thought to myself, I was like, all right, well, we finished the unit, and we just read this piece all about World War II. Why not watch something that is generally about World War II?
Can I take a guess that
Saving
you
Private
didn't
Ryan?
watch it before?
I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't
I
watch it.
certainly did not finish it. I made it about 3/4 of the way through the movie before I had shown this to my kids. We watched The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Oh, pretty deep.
And for anyone who hasn't watched the movie, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's okay, let me paint the picture. It's informative and difficult up until the end. And at the end, it becomes brutal. The most panic.
Yeah.
I'm watching this for the first time too.
Right.
And I
It's
would tell
always-
you the story.
Ugh.
Just go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Because I had watched it's an hour and 40-minute long movie. I'd probably watched an hour of it. So I was I've seen it. It's just it goes into it's more metaphorical.
Yeah.
This kid's on that side. You're on this side. He different minds.
Sure.
And I was this is beautiful. So we watched the end, and everyone was crying.
Oh no.
Some kids got up and left the room. I was horrified. I was absolutely terrified by the whole thing. It is the most insane ending to a movie you've ever seen. And then I the day ended, I was have a good Thanksgiving. All the kids are like weeping leaving my classroom. They're like, World War II's bad.
They're all
And I'm
like signing up for therapy on their way out the door.
No, they should get like BetterHelp for free after
Yeah.
that lesson.
Yeah.
I forgot that I did an activity a couple years ago. It was leading into like break.
Yeah.
And we did an ugly lab coat thing. So the kids could either do it on paper or on virtually.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it's funny. I know why the kids did it. All the ones that did it virtually, the ugly lab coat always had just pictures of me on it. Like I've got a video I made about it years ago.
Oh, that's
kids.
beautiful.
Yeah.
They're
And
so
I
smart.
forgot I did that. That was like 3 years ago. And it was so funny because I was like, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
like that's creative. They know that I can do it. They know that I can take it.
Right.
And it was just,
And you have
it was
that
clever.
That's a
relationship.
cognitive level that you need to be like pretty on there for.
It was clever. It was clever.
All right.
But we love all the stories about all the fails, all that. So if you have any stories, please let us know in the comments. We would love to hear it because teachers, if we're good at anything, we're good at bombing in front of a bunch of kids.
it's
That's
okay.
all I do.
It's
that's,
okay.
That's the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It's
So
a tough one.
we'll see you guys next week and have a great week.
Chuck,